Leo, this is your reflect on the mid-month of April 2022. So let's see what's going on that we have surpassed so we can move forward with some more guidance. Finish up the month of April. So we got the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I feel like you've been out of touch with your divine feminine quality, Leo. This is very apparent. And I feel like you're bringing it back into balance here. Also, I feel as if you're trying to reserve some energy moving forward. And you're just at a standstill with some creative projects and some things you need to get done. And not really knowing right now when or how to move forward. So this is something to think about that has come to pass. And I mean, I don't know how this popped up, but I grabbed it and it was in reverse. So the Eight of Swords in reverse. Yes, I feel like you have been able to let some things go that have been kind of restricting your creative qualities here. And I say creative because the Queen of Wands is a real go-getter energy. She's very creative. And I'm not really sensing that this is an actual person in your life or an energy. I'm just sensing this has something to do with you. So I feel like very much that you have been kind of out of your element here for the first part of April. But you know this already. So let's move forward and see what else we can reflect on. So the Two of Swords in reverse here. It's almost like some sort of decision led to an indecision. There's something that you don't even want to deal with. And you know what that is for you, Leo? Something you don't want to deal with. It's almost like you don't want to think about it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't have the energy. You don't have the creative drive. Or this could just be you releasing a lot. Releasing a lot that has exerted your own energy. It's like mental anguish being released here. So it's almost as if you've just had a lot on your plate and now you're kind of winding down here because you're able to release a lot. And it's almost like with this card here, it's like time to kind of retreat a little bit, Leo, and go into like self-nurturing, self-care, spending time with family, loved ones, kind of just replenishing and taking everything in up to this point. But this is something that has been kind of the focal point for this first half of April here. So it seems like it's a good thing. We all need some R&R here and there. And then the King of Swords pops up. So I feel like you're going to be doing like a lot of learning. There's something you're going to master also. I feel like some sort of lesson that, or some sort of teaching you have been involved in and you didn't quite understand something you were trying to learn. And it could have, you know, have lingered around, I would say, probably since the end of last year, all the way up into this point, and things are starting to make sense now. So maybe you're at the end of some sort of course, or you're actually, things are sinking in where something you're learning, you're not necessarily mastering here with the King of Swords, but it's making a whole lot of sense now to make it applicable. And all the information is becoming second nature, so to say. So let's get one more card. Well, let's see. So this card came up, and the Seven of Swords in reverse. I feel like you're tired of just watching your back here, is what I'm getting. What I just channeled was you kind of stepped back from trying to be with the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords in reverse, be the one to have all the answers or to get to the answers first. It's not that important to you at this point. What's more important for you is just to have some sort of mental release, recharge your battery here, R&R, just kind of all the information gathered up to this point, something you were learning, the end of a course. You're allowing for that information to sink in so you can apply it where it needs to be applied. And it's not so much like a competition of who knows what here. So I feel like if others think that, that's not the case. And then we have the Devil. So I feel like that's restricting you, kind of, but it's also giving you this endurance to want to be very adamant with your learning, but just know that what you have been practicing, it could be some sort of occult philosophy here with the Devil. And there's nothing, I mean, I delight in occult philosophy here, Leo, so I totally understand. However, it's not going to make you a better person than anyone else if you know more than they do, or if you know something that's very, you don't have to be sly, as if you know something they don't know, so it's like you hold it over top of their head. At the end of the day, everyone's on their own path to whatever it is they want to learn. Some people just want to have kids and learn how to cook. Some people want to learn occult philosophy and divination practices. Some people want to learn to be an astronaut. Some people want to learn to be a mad scientist, a mathematician, so forth and so on. So at the end of the day, some people really don't want to learn anything. And I think the point here is we come into our lives, our reincarnation, and we bring in knowledge from our past. So, you know, we can move aside from all the accomplishments, the certifications, the licenses, the status, the material wealth gain, what is being presented in front of us, and we can just understand that we're all vessels of this living creation that wants to create and learn. At the end of the day, creation is one of the most powerfulest energies. And yes, I would also say be careful of the creational parasites out there. You don't want them to suck your creative energy, because it's a very powerful energy. Just keep that in mind. That came to me. So Leo, that is what I'm picking up for the mid-month Reflect on April. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, take care and love.